Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hexcells. I think we're kind of under a timer pressure, so let's jump into chapter 4 and 1. So, lately, in the last couple of chapters, at least, they've started adding some really difficult math to this, and we have jumped by leaps and bounds away from being a simple spin on Minesweeper at this end. It has now become a very complicated and logical things. There was this game that I played many decades ago called Einstein that was somewhat similar to this, where it would give you bits of information and you had to arrange a grid, but it was a little bit impenetrable and a little more difficult than even this. So now it's saying that numbers inside the brackets give additional information that adjacent hexes are connected. So before it was columns, now it's adjacent ones are connected. So we know then that this is part of the pattern, and then this is part of the pattern, and this is part of the pattern, which then eliminates that one, and includes that one. And we knew that because at most it could say 6 bracket, and then you would know all 6 around it, or all 6 hexcells were connected. Since it said 4 and there was only 5 available, we knew the one in the middle and the one to each side were included. Now this one says 3, and that doesn't really help us when we have 5 next to each other. But this 4 changes that, because 4 is only touching 4, so we know right then and there that's it. We also can see there's only 2 remaining, but it doesn't even really matter, because now that it is 3 and we know the 3 are connected, we know it has to be those 2, because that's the only 2 that are connected that would be touching this, which means there are no more remaining, which means this can go away. Maybe after you solved it all, it would be nice if the game just broke the rest of the puzzle and big fireworks show and gave you a little bit of a happy feedback. There's a couple ways I think this game would improve if it gave us some happy feedback. Alright, here's a 2 that's touching 3, so we know that one's included. And then here's a 2 that are connected, so we know that one's not included. And then this is 0, so we know that's not included, so then we know that are all included. And since this was a 3, we know this one's included too, but this one or this one could be it, but this one can't be it. And then now this one's touching 3, and I feel like I'm going a little fast here. Let's try to take some time, take a breather here. This one's was only touching 3 at that point. This one's only touching 2 at this point. So that one has to be included. That means now we have on this 3, so only this one and or this one are viable. So this one is not a viable solution. Now this one here is touching 3, and because we know they're connected, this one has to be included. It could be this one or that one. And because this one's gonna do 4, we also know that this and this are included. But it could be this or it could be that. This 2 solves for that, so that's gone and that's gone. That brings us back up to here. 1, 2, 3, 4 included. Means that's gone. 1, 2, 3 here. And then 1, 2 there. Here we have 3, and it's already started for us, so we go that can't be that. That puts us 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's not included. And that puts us here and solves the puzzle. Nice. Just one right over here. I don't know if I really like this little vibration it does. It needs to do something, but it seems a little weird. It's almost like it's telling you that that's a mine, whereas if you highlight some of the others, it doesn't. I mean, it seems like the game might be just straight up telling you which ones are mines or not, because there seems to be a little bit more jiggle sometimes. Maybe it's trying to trick us with that bit of information, or maybe there's actually something to that. Maybe the game is programmed in such a way that you should have just realized, oh yeah, there's a jiggle every time you go over something that's a mine. So subconsciously you always knew. That would be quite a reveal for a puzzle game. So what am I gonna do here? Well, we can start here with this one, because either way it's gotta be connected. And then when we start here, and that leaves these two as options, this 3 comes into play, which means either this way or this way has to be used, or which means potentially it could go this way, or potentially it could go this way, but it absolutely could not be that. And so as we eliminate those, we now have this 3 only touching 3, thanks to that 0. And since this one's touching a 3 and they have to be connected, we already know the solution there. There we go, nice. So that one means that, and that one means that. That eliminates those two. These two here have to be connected, which eliminates that. And then eliminates all that. Let's see, what else do we have here? This one's only touching 1 now, so that has to be it. This one has to be connected to 2 and is only touching 2, so that solves that, and that eliminates that. This one's only touching 3, which eliminates that, that eliminates that, that eliminates that. This one's touching 2 continuously, so that has to be it, which eliminates that and that, which then includes that one, eliminates that one, this one. This 3 eliminates that one. This one includes this one, which eliminates that one and that one. This one is only touching 2, so that solves for that. This one's only touching 2, so that solves for that. This one has to be continuous on 3, so that does that. We have 3 more at this point. This one's only touching 2, so that's that one, which gets rid of that one, which includes that one, which means there's only 1 more. This one's already touching 2, so these 2 are out, and that one's out, and that means this is 1. So I don't think the jiggle actually works that way, because I saw some jiggles right in these columns and there weren't any. There we go. So we have 90 right now. Let's hop back to the main menu for a second. So even though we have 90 right now, we still need 66. We've unlocked chapter 5, but we still need to get 66 more. Back to 4-4. So this is a continuous here, which means this has to be included. Which for this one means this one has to be included. Which for this one means this one can't be included. Which is strange because now this is only touching 2, so that means those 2 have to be it, don't it? And then this one's already touching 3, which means that's not it, which then goes back and works its way right to this, which means this is not included, and that's not included, and that's not included, and that's interesting. So when you're surrounded completely by 6, I don't think there's enough information to make any guess there. It could be 1, 2, 3, 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 it could be so many different ones. Same is true here with surrounded by 4 with 2. This one does give us enough information, however, to include that one. And when we're touching that one, that means it could be this 1, 2, 3, or it could be 1, 2, 3 for that one, which means it can't be that one. And then this one here solves that one, and then that one solves that one, which then conveniently eliminates this. And then because this is a 0, it eliminates this, and it includes that. This 0 eliminates that. It's a very interesting puzzles that have been obviously handmade here. This one works. They seem to work very well as little segments that you have to solve to get to the center, to the core of the problem. Which is not something I've seen in a lot of puzzles, and it seems like it's being done rather well here. It's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle where you would start on the outside and work your way in. I once did a circular jigsaw puzzle that was kind of like that. Alright, so this 2 with this says that's no good. And then this one includes that one, which then excludes that one. And then these 2 excludes this, which then that 0 excludes that one, which includes that one. And then this one's touching only 3, so that solves that one. And then this one's already touching 2, so that solves that one. And then that one, take those out. And solve that first, that whole section required you to come up from this point. There's 3 remaining. Interesting. So this is some complicated math that we have to figure out here. And we have to be aware that only 3 are remaining, because it doesn't make any sense any other way. If I did this one and this one, and then this one, it wouldn't work. I think that probably means we have to put one here, and then this one and this one. Let's see, this one and this one would work, but then I would have to do this, and so that won't work. so it can't be this one and this one. Are we certain of that? Can we just eliminate that? If I put one here and one here, then I would be violating this rule to put a third one here to follow this rule, or violating this rule to put one here. So at the very least, we know it's not this one. It could potentially be this one and this one if we weren't looking at the 0. But then I wouldn't be able to follow that rule. And since we're just looking at the 0, we can get rid of that. So we have 4 slots and 3 of them are bombs. This is tricky, definitely tricky. If I put one here, and one here, and one here, that works. If I put one here and here, that wouldn't work. So it can't be both of those. And here and here. So I think it has to be here and here, and then this. I think that's the only solution that works, because the only other option would be here and here, and then I would need to put one there, and then that would be wrong. So there we go. Look at all those blue things I got for that. That's quite a lot. Okay. So here they're introducing a new concept and not even bothering to put the text down to explain it. It's pretty simple though. 5 continuous here. We can start with that. And then this one is touching 4 that aren't continuous. Which, okay, how do we do that? It means, it really doesn't mean anything, because it could be here and here, or it could be here and here, or here and here. This one actually works for us though, because it's touching 3 that aren't continuous. So we know that's okay. This one's touching 2, so we can start from that end, and this one's touching 2, so we can start from that end. And then this one's touching 3 that aren't continuous, so we can take that out. And this one's touching 3 that aren't continuous, so we can take that out. And then this one's touching 4, so that includes that. Still doesn't really solve for this though, because it could be here, it could be there. It doesn't even really, you're not really gonna solve. This one's touching 3 to start with. This is touching 2 that aren't continuous, so I think that includes this one by default. And then this one's touching 3 that aren't continuous, so that includes that one. See, there was a little wiggle on that one, even though it wasn't a mine. As I keep calling them mines when they never use the word mine in this game. There we go. So where is our next spot? So when you're surrounded by 5 that aren't continuous, and there's 3 that aren't continuous, that doesn't really give you any information. Because it could be 1, 2, 3, it could be 1, 2, 3, it could be 1, 2, 3, and so on and so on. So there's not enough info there. We have 6 mines left. It would be a lot more helpful if they said none of them were touching. that would be a lot more information. But that's not what it means. You can see by the 4 here, 2 of them are touching. I'm having trouble seeing the next step. There's some difficult math going on here. I may just have to guess. Does this one have to be included? Not really. Does it have to be excluded? Not really. This one's getting to me. Maybe I've finally lost some steam here. Let's see. Well, wait a minute. This is 2 non-continuous. I'm already touching 1, so we can eliminate that. And this is 2 non-continuous, so I'm already touching 1. I can eliminate that. How does this save us in any way? Is there something else? Well, this one's touching 3 now. It's touching 4, and it's 3 non-continuous. So we know that somewhere here, this one has to be included, which solves that. Which then eliminates this, which includes that, which now leaves that here and does that. Does that do anything for this piece? No, but it does eliminate this now that this is touching that one. And then now this is only touching 1. Nope. What? Oh, I made a mistake there. So I may have to go back and play this off screen again, or maybe I'll play it on screen. Depends on how long it takes me to finish the rest of this puzzle. This is 3, it's only touching 3, that includes that. That means this one is now touching 4, which eliminates that, which eliminates that. This one now is only touching 2. So I probably could have done this one a while ago. Maybe, maybe not. That eliminates that. There's only 1 remaining now. If we did this, that's eliminated because of this. So that. So I made a mistake, but it seemed like 1 mistake wasn't enough to knock me down. So there seems to be some leniency here. So these episodes are getting a little shorter. I kind of ran through that, and it doesn't seem like there's a real reason to go back and try and do it mistake-free. Again, here we have we made 1 mistake in 4-5, and there's no indicator here, nothing telling us that. Maybe if I went back to the main menu. Let's see, 43% done with the game, it says, in slot 1. So that seems a little strange that I'm only 43% done with the game. It would feel like they would unlock some more stuff or something. We could definitely probably use some more puzzles. Even if you were playing this game very slowly and taking your time, it feels like you'd be pretty quickly done with Hexcells and on to Hexcells Plus. But that's going to be where we end this recording, though. We'll do probably all of 5 in the next recording, almost certainly, and then all of 6 in the final recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, Comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.